You heard about The Marriage House, a book written by Dr. John Kpikpi. You may think that this book is only for married couples, but we the singles are here to show you something different. Take a look.
When I was growing up, I had my own set of goals, what to look for in a woman. I remember in uni, you want the outgoing type, and you want someone you are in the same class with. If you are in uni, the lady should also be in uni. If you are a doctor, the lady should be a doctor. Somebody you can relate with. Somebody who is from a rich background. I didn't come from much anyway, so I wasn't expecting much on that front. But what my mom will tell you is that you should never go for the person of the other tribe. But right now, reading The Marriage House, this great book written by Dr. John Kpikpi, my priorities have changed. I now want to look out for someone who I can relate to in terms of faith. So I'm looking for someone who is a Christian because I am a Christian. I think that's number one. I'm also looking out for someone who is obviously not just a Christian but seeking to grow in Christ. So not only am I looking for the faith, the person being in Christ and growing in Christ, obviously you should be attracted to the person. So I think that even though it wasn't my number one thing, I think that I'm also looking for someone I'm actually attracted to. So if I get all this in a lady, I think she's going to be my number one. A Christian who is growing in Christ, I'm attracted to on that level. And I think that together, we'll leave the rest to God to do His way.
I would like a man to be tall, dark, and very cute. He should love me for who I am, because I like a guy who is like free to go with, always happy, even in times of difficulty, he should be happy. And he should be God-fearing. He should love God, because he should love God as Christ loved the church. Because in the Bible it said, any man who loves his wife, in the Bible it said, the man should love the wife as Christ loved the church. And because he loved himself, he can't harm his own self. So that's how I feel my man should love me. That's what I want to see in my man. He should be loving.
When I was growing up, I used to think that, I love some really slick guys who I would be super happy with. But when I was growing up, and I always thought that, I'll marry someone who's very young, like the same age, and so we can go together. When I grew up learning more about marriage, I realized that there was a lot to it than just someone who, I really love color. I like a dark, I'm attracted to dark guys. If you are fair, you really don't attract me at all. That's me. I like people who are smart. I like my guy to be smart. By smart, I mean very intelligent. He's very spontaneous in getting decisions and making decisions and getting things done. I like guys like that. I like guys who make me laugh. I love to laugh. I laugh a lot. I'm very outgoing. I don't want a man who is extremely always keeping to himself. I want a guy whom I can introduce to my friends and he can pick up a chat easily, because I love to laugh. And I want my man to make my friends laugh. I want them to be happy around him. So always go for a guy who makes you. On a more serious note, reading Dr. John Kpikpi's Marriage House, I realized that there are several things which are really more important than just looks. Because I thought that formerly I used to think I would marry anybody for maybe tribe, religion. I don't care. But reading the book made me understand more that religion really is important. Because if both of you are not on the same ground on several things, it could bring some confusion. So now I know, and I'm very sure I'd want to marry a guy who is a Christian. Not just some really 2x4 Christian. A guy who is wanting and willing to be like God. A guy who is seeking more and more to grow in Christ. And someone I can share the same faith with.
Initially, it used to be she had to be sexy, fit. But these days, an experience, I just want somebody who shares my beliefs as a Christian, that really understands what it is, and somebody that I can look to for advice and help, basically.
Non-negotiable. I want a man who is tall and dark, and he should be handsome, because I want to be proud when I'm introducing him to my friends. He should be someone I'm happy to see all the time, someone I like. So he should be good looking, tall, dark and handsome. But also the things I cannot compromise on is that he should definitely love God. He should be happy in God. He should know the reason why he is in God. I think when the person is like that, it will make marriage more easier.
Just like most men have grown up having my own fantasies of who the ideal woman should look like. I always have thoughts of women with beautiful legs and women with special features. Of course, I can't do with a woman who doesn't know how to cook very well. I love food and things. But then seriously, I'm naturally attracted to very intelligent women. I like to engage, or I like having debate, intellectual debate. Somebody who I can reason with. I would also want a woman who is extremely understanding. I believe I can be a difficult customer sometimes. So I would want a woman who would understand me. At this point in the discussion, you would realize that I didn't say anything about religion or faith, because I believe that at this time in my life, the woman being saved is non-negotiable. I mean, it's a necessity. I mean, I can't go out or date somebody who is not saved or somebody who is not in Christ. I think I'm one of the few men who is not so concerned about men putting on weight. It doesn't really tickle me, especially as long as the weights appear in the right places. I'm fine. I'm not so concerned about women putting on weights and all that. I used to be very tribalistic as well. I used to prefer a woman who comes from or who spoke the same language as I do. But then over the years, especially being exposed to materials like God's Own Tribe and The Marriage House written by Dr. John Kpikpi, I've been made to understand and appreciate the fact that all those things are not so important when it comes to